YouTube, welcome back to another video. It's your girl Texaslatinatactical, and today we are reviewing the Psa Ar15. I do have my trusty notes over here just in case I miss any bit of information regarding this gun. But if you take a look right here, it has a flat top Picatinny rail right up on top, and then the barrel is 16 inches, and then also it has a carbine linked gas system. If y'all want to try to get a closer look at that right there. Now the other thing on here is it does have a safety for right-hand users on this side, and then the trigger, it is also a spit polish mil spec as also. And then as always, we are going to check, and I've already checked this so I know how good it is, but just so y'all can see, mag release is beautiful, very smooth. I love it. So one thing I will say is this color right over here is one of my favorite colors, so I do love it about this gun. But we are going to load some magazines up and get into the shooting portion. It's also 7 pounds, so it's light, so I am going to appreciate that one shooting. So I'm looking forward to no heavy guns to have to shoot today, but we're going to load these up, so we'll see you in a second. So we are using something a tad bit different today. It is a PMC X-Tac 556 M855 in 62 grain, or also known as green tip M855, or I think it's M8. Y'all know what I mean. But anyways, that is what we will be using today, and that's what we're gonna be shooting. So we're gonna load up these magazines and get into it. So we got our first magazine loaded. I'm super excited to do this, so let's get into this. Let me avoid this ant pile. I don't want to get bit by ants. Ooh. My eyes. But that was so much fun. I do enjoy this. Now the trigger is actually very smooth, easy pull back. It's just wonderful. So we're gonna get our next magazine and get into more shooting, but overall it's just wonderful. My eye, I got something in there. So but other than that, it is fantastic. I am loving it. So we got our second magazine right here. I am excited to shoot this. It is so much fun so far, so let's get more into it. I'm gonna need to take a little bit of breather. It's a little bit hot out here. It's supposed to rain today, so you can feel all the humidity from that. So, whew. Alrighty. Already out. Alrighty, let's get our third magazine. Already got our third magazine here. Let's get into some more fun. Go. Ooh, I have a bug on me. Whew. Ooh, very a little bit smoky over here. All right, the gun's getting a little too hot, so let me not burn my hands off. We don't want that now. But anybody that ever comes down to Texas, bring 3 different types of clothing, because you'll get either summer, winter, or just, you know, scorching hot heat and really bad humidity. But that's part of it being here. don't know if y'all can see all that smoke coming off it. Let me stop for a second, another second. That's so cool. Alrighty. Oh, and I'm already done. Alrighty. We're gonna take a breather and a water break and then get into more shooting. All right, so we just got done shooting our third magazine. I will say we had to come over here, put it on the table because it's getting so hot that it is, you know, getting to the point where I can't touch it. It is just unbelievably hot after shooting all of those 3 magazines that we shot out of it. So we're gonna let it cool down, but that's just one thing that I'm not too happy about, is that it just gets so hot just from shooting it. So we're just gonna let this cool a bit. So me and the PSA got a water break because it was getting a little bit too hot, but this is our last magazine that I am gonna shoot. Then cameraman's gonna shoot a magazine as well, but let's get into it for the last one. But overall, it is still a very, you know, I do like how it shoots. It is very nice. It's just, you know, I was going very quickly. It was starting to overheat. That is one thing, but overall, it's still very reliable. I do like it, but that's the only thing. It was getting a little bit too hot to hold. I'm gonna give it a second, but one thing I will say that I do like on it is, one, the mag release is, you know, really good. You can click it, falls out, super easy, lovely. The optic, wonderful, but the one thing on here is that right down here, this does not hurt me. I cannot remember the name right now, I do apologize, but I do like it's not too bulky, it does not hurt. So that's one thing I do really appreciate when shooting it, because there's some that have hurt my shoulder, whatever this part of your body is called, but I do like that part about it. So that's one thing I will say on that. Whew, I'm out of breath. Oh, I'm already out. Well, sorry trying to get that last round hit, but like I mentioned, cameraman wants to shoot a magazine, not a round, so we're gonna let him get a shot and get his point of view on it as well.
All right, so today we're talking about the PSA. Of course, you've already heard Bianca kind of give her side of it. I'm gonna kind of give mine. As far as controls on this thing, I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't think that this rifle should be this smooth for being $500. I mean, so you don't get all that rattling around really like in the buffer tube, and that is nice. You get some rattling in the stock because there's something in it. This is a borrowed rifle. Also, shout out to my buddy at work for letting me borrow this, Harley, appreciate it, bud. But anyways, also I like the rail on this thing a lot. The rail's nice and slim. It kind of makes it easier to kind of like C-clamp and get a good grip on. The mag release is excellent, like Bianca said, and this thing is basically, the trigger in this thing is basically a mil-spec trigger that somebody spit on. Like, it's a little bit better than mil-spec. It's nothing to write home about, but I probably wouldn't change it because it's good enough. You know what I'm saying? But either way, let's shoot it a little bit and quit talking so much. How about that? All right, back up a little bit. Shoots pretty good. Got a little bit ahead of myself there though. It happens. This is about where we were shooting. This is about 50, 55-ish yards, something like that. Let's give it a shot from here. we're out. Well, anyways, that's my short review of the PSA. Also, if you guys have one of these PSA rifles, a Romeo 5 XDR with the Predator reticle, actually, this one actually has the triangle with a dot in the middle, which is pretty dope. And so that is the optic and setup we have on here. So a UTG riser, and I like it. I like it a lot. But without further ado, I'm gonna say goodbye to you guys and give it back to Bianca so she can give her final review.
Alrighty, so final review. So overall, I really did enjoy shooting this gun, especially for $500. It really is a good budget gun for anybody out there that isn't trying to be too bougie or spend so much money. It is just, you know, right in the area you want to spend on there. Now, one thing I will say, and you know, is partially on me, and also I want to say the weather too, because of how hot it is and humid. It did overheat a bit. We did have get a little water break, and so you know that's one thing you have to be careful with, because then your hands are really hot and you don't want to touch it, and you don't want that. But other than that, everything was nice. The charging handle was easy to pull back. Well, I can't do it this way, but it is easy to pull back. And if you look right here, it has this little knob right here. You would think it would get in the way. I actually really did appreciate it, just because it's right there in between your fingers. But it is something that I didn't even realize I liked until I was really looking at it, and really do appreciate that it has that, because with the grip was wonderful, and having that in between, I felt like it just made it so much easier to shoot on there. And then of course the mag release, love it. And then the trigger, very well. It wasn't too heavy or anything like that. It was just perfect, in my opinion, for me. And the optic on it made it a little bit better, and overall just very reliable to shoot. Thank you so much, cameraman's coworker at work, for letting us borrow this. I really did enjoy shooting it so much. Probably see if we can have any rounds left to shoot a little bit more, have a little bit more fun with it. But overall it was wonderful. Really did enjoy this. But thank y'all so much for watching today. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and down below, and check out our Instagram at Texaslatinatactical, as well as our Cash App if you'd like to support us. But don't forget to share this with your friends and family, and we'll catch y'all next week. Bye.